and Earl Scruggs went his own way, but Lester Flatt stayed with bluegrass.
There was 9 of us in family, and we had a pretty good singing choir, you might say, at home, you know. And we would always gang around of a night and do a little singing before we went to bed. And we just more or less growed up in a musical family, you know. My dad and I had a sister that was a very good banjo picker, the drop thumb style, and that kind of made me mad because I couldn't pick that style, and that's why I quit. And I thought, well, I'll try the fiddle. And I made so much racket I couldn't stand that, so I had to give that up. And I was about 7, 8 years old when I started singing. I was in several singing contests that we used to have in the country, what we called all day singing and dinner on the ground, you know. And of course, I guess the dinner on the ground got me to go about as much as the singing did, but anyway, I was always in on it. And I won quite a few of those, you know. My daddy played the old-time fiddle and 5-string banjo. He played what they call the drop thumb. They have several different names for that. I call it the Grandpa Jones style anyway. But that's what I wanted to do, and I started out trying to do that, and they picked a 2-fingered style. I got to where I could do that real good. I thought it was good anyway, but maybe it wasn't. But anyway, I never could get that drop thumb style to work. My thumb to work like, I'd sit and watch my dad for 30 minutes at a time, and that thumb was just working like I always said, like a chicken picking up corn. But my thumb wouldn't work like that, so I kind of gave it up and picked up the old guitar and went from there, and I've stuck to it ever since. Well, I wonder how the old folks are doing. I wonder if they'll miss me when I'm gone. I wonder if they'll pray for the boy who went away and left his dear old parents all alone. You can hear the cattle lowing in the lane. You can almost see the fields of the grass green. You can almost hear them cry as they kiss their boy goodbye. Well, I wonder how the old folks are doing. Just a village and a homestead on the farm, and a mother's love to shield you from all harm. A sweetheart brave and true, a place we love so dear. Just a village and a homestead on the farm. You can hear the cattle lowing in the lane. You can almost see the fields of bluegrass green. You can almost hear them cry as they kiss their boy goodbye. Well, I wonder how the old folks are doing. We went without a banjo picker for a long time, and I was really enjoying the picking without it because, you know, it wasn't nothing holding us back. We was doing what we wanted to do. And Bill come to me at the Opry one night, and he said, there's a fellow here wants to try out for the banjo picking. Fellow by the name of Earl Scruggs. I said, well, as far as I'm concerned, he can leave it in the case. But I changed my mind after I heard him pick. Earl Scruggs and myself started playing a few colleges across the states, and it was a kind of a surprise, actually to us, you know, because we hadn't heard of any. Well, we was called country bands or hillbilly bands back then, you know, before the bluegrass was mentioned, actually. But we found out that the college kids love it. Now, if there's 20 verses to a song, a college kid wants to hear every verse of it. And they're our best audiences today. We just love to work them. And we do quite a bit. I have worked as many as 60 colleges a year. This is one that we still have to do wherever we go. It's been real good to us down through the years. Wound up being the theme song of the Bonnie and Clyde movie. It's called the Foggy Mountain Breakdown. We worked Carnegie Hall, and of course the critics up there, they had a lot of write-ups that the Hicks from the Sticks was coming to town, said they wanted to give them a chance to get out of town, but there was a hall full that didn't get out, you know. We had them standing all over the place, and we did a live album there for Columbia Records. I didn't think anybody up there had ever heard about Martha White. We've been with Martha White for about 23 years, but we got into this album, and all over the auditorium they was hollering, Martha White, Martha White. Well, I thought we'd better go ahead and do it because the old saying they was running their album, you know. But I didn't think about Columbia letting the song go in the album because they won't hardly let a commercial song go, but they did. They let it go in the album. And about a month or so after the album was released, we made a tour over in Japan and China. We opened our show in Tokyo. And I believe the funniest sound I ever heard in my life when he's on the stage and those Japanese people hollering, "Oh, more what? Oh, more what?" Did somebody say Martha White? Let's see if we can. Now you big blind, Martha White. Yes, man. Goodness gracious, good line, Martha White. Oh, the finest biscuits ever was. Get Martha White, say fries and flour. The one all-purpose flour. Martha White, say fries and flour with hot fries and blood. It certainly helped us, you know. Because we was about the only ones here at the Grand Ole Opry that had a full-time sponsor like that.
biscuits ever was. Get Martha White, say fries and flour, one all-purpose flour. Martha White, say fries and flour, hot fries plus.
A lot of people would talk, like up in the New England states, they'd talk about the new sound of Flatt and Scruggs, something we'd been playing for 20 years, you know. But it'd been mostly limited to the South, you know, and they hadn't had a chance to hear it. About the highlight, I guess, was working with the Beverly Hillbillies, you know. They, I think they did more for our show and for our kind of music than anybody else. I'd have to give them credit for it.
Listen to my story about a man named Joe. Poor mountaineer barely kept his family paid. Then one day he was shooting at some food. Up through the ground come a bubbling crude. Oh, that is black gold, Texas tea.
I like to think of it as being a forerunner in country music, because there ain't no way you can take country out of away from a fiddle and a 5-string banjo.
Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. Ken folks said, Jed, move away from there. Said California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is. Swimming pools, movie stars.
Well, I'd like to be remembered as one that tried to fight it to the end. One of the greats, you know what you'd like, whether I am or not, but that's what I'd like for it to be.
Now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his men. They would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. Won't invite you back again to this locality to have a heap and happen on the hospitality. Beverly Hillbillies, that's what they call them now. Nice folks. Y'all come back, yeah?